how to have better relationships, better intimacy, receiving the love that we truly desire. Okay? And Tantra Kriya Yoga path is really the path of commitment, the path of commitment to yourself, the path of commitment to your spiritual evolution, the path of commitment to your thriving and to the spiritual practice. So it is a spiritual path, and it embraces all levels of our being, from the spiritual aspect up to the physical manifestation and everything in between. So our emotional being, our mental, energetic, and psychological levels of our being. The spiritual dimension is really the starting point, or it can be approached from the opposite direction in case mainly of Western cultures. So where the physical well-being, such as yoga practice, they appeal to us. Sometimes we even stumble upon the spiritual path because something happens to us. Better sex appeals to the ego. It's more appealing to the ego's craving, having bigger and better orgasms. But this is really the side effects. The emphasis is on ritual. Tantra is a spiritual path. And a spiritual path requires surrender of the individual's ego. And it's okay, because our ego helps us function on planet Earth. So we must remember that we're all human divine design, and we all have contradictory aspects of ourselves, whatever we define ourselves to be. That is really where the fun starts. By committing to this path, to the path of evolution, we actually can have immense fun along the way. We can have amazing, mind-blowing, reality-bending orgasms that may render us incapable of even coherent speech. What we declare that we're committing to, that is really the start of the practice of our spiritual journey in this life. And that is about propelling consciousness to a whole new level, realizing that we are actually one with all that is. To do this, we need to go through the different layers and aspects of the ego. It's through the training, through the false identifications with some elusive aspects of our personalities. And going through that, we actually emerge this transcendent being called the spiritual being or the spiritual warrior. The easiest way to accomplish this is really by actually enjoying ourselves. So often, the spiritual path deny pleasure, and they deny things as if though that is a higher spiritual practice. Buddha was teaching mainly to people who were highly wealthy, and that was because they were not concerned about survival. Very poor people actually don't have the capacity for a spiritual attainment because they are so engaged in everyday basic survival, where they're getting food from or where they're getting warmth or shelter from. Enjoying yourself is not a luxury. Enjoying yourself is actually a must for the spiritual evolution, not only of yourself, but propelling the whole planet to a new realm. So by having fun, that's how you attain that. Sexual meditations can be part of this path. In Tantra, we are the scientist. We are also the experiment, and we are also reaping the benefits of the result. So we're the result. Is not sabotaging the experiment, not sabotaging it for ourselves. And this is really important. This is your home play for today. If you're love partners and you're in the same apartment, that's great. If you're not, you could do that over Skype or phone or Zoom. You may ask a very dear friend. So asking for what you truly desire in the depth of your heart. So it's identifying your true heart's desire. Identify what you long for most, what you desire, what you long, what you crave, what you pine for. Write it down. Before you share that with anyone, write it down, what you truly desire. Describe exactly how you crave to receive this. For instance, I desire my hair to be, or my scalp to be massaged. But drilling down, how do I desire that to happen? How do I desire that to occur? And be very precise, because as much as I would love the other person to read my mind and give me something without me having to ask, I need to actually identify what it is that I truly desire. It's my roadmap to where I'm going. After you've written down exactly and precisely, and you've drilled down at least 3 times, honing it, being very precise, your home play second stage is to communicate this to your love partner or your friend. And then your third part is to observe. You become the observer as well. Observe how easy or how challenging is it to actually communicate, or even how challenging it is to identify what it is you truly desire. To admit to ourselves is really hard sometimes for some people. Some people might even draw a blank on this, and that's okay. That is uncovering and unearthing years of not getting, not receiving, not allowing ourselves to receive what we truly desire. And this is well ingrained from childhood, or sometimes it even a karmic ancestral wound, or a choice of being the martyr. Doesn't serve, but it's a choice that we've made at some point of our life. And the choices that we make, or the reasons that we give, the justifications, and also how we withhold communication, how withhold being honest with ourselves and with our love partners and with the people that we most love, that ultimately backfires, and we starve ourselves from truly living the life that we so yearn and pine to be. Okay, and the truth is that this moment is the only moment. This is it. We don't know what's going to happen in the next moment. We often overcompensate, indulging our addictions, indulging in substances, food, instead of actually receiving the pleasure that we want. So often we feed our upper yoni and we starve our lower mouths. But the nature of desire, because meditating on the nature of desire shows us the elusive nature of desire. Okay, so that is a whole meditation on itself. And so we identify what is, we drill through, and we go through the different layers of what is it we truly desire. Oh yes, I desire more dresses, I desire more of this, I desire, but actually the true heart desire is I desire to feel loved, or I desire to, like that. And ultimately, whatever we desire to receive from the other, truly and honestly, we have to allow ourselves to receive it. So with couples, if a person, a partner is wanting to be more loved, to feel more loved, it's not the duty of the partner to give them more love. We identify that, say for instance, I desire to feel more love. It's not the duty of my partner to provide me with more love. It is my duty to myself to allow myself to receive more love, or to be loved. The key is what we desire to receive most, we ultimately have to give that. We cannot crave that which we are not. We cannot crave and long to be reunited with that which we do not know from within. So if I'm craving to feel more love, my purpose here is to actually give more love. If I desire my partner to be more amorous and demonstrative, it really is my duty to be more amorous and demonstrative. So this meditation is about identifying, being honest and authentic, and communicating it to ourselves, acknowledging what it is my true heart's desire. Because people think, oh yeah, I want a bigger house, I want a bigger car, I want, millions in my bank account, but actually they crave acknowledgement or acceptance or love, those kind of things. And that which you crave to receive, you have to give. And actually just being that. So if you desire to receive love, I invite you to become love, be love. So you are the well of all wealth within you. You are the source. On a practical level, what can be as simple as for partners or people who are on their own, singles in a house, or love partners who are in different properties, physical proximity. A simple way of doing it is actually by, using either Zoom or agreeing a certain time zone to use this. And as you touch, say for instance, you identify that you desire and crave a touch. You want a touch and certain words to be whispered. You can actually use your hand to touch yourself in a certain way that you desire. You can say and whisper those words, or you can receive the whispering of the other person. Spiritually, we are inseparable from all that is. The separation of the individuation is an illusion. And so when we're able to, through practice, when we're touching our own body as if though the love partner is touching us, and when we're touching our body as if though we are touching the beloved or the divine, that is the spiritual practice. It's training ourselves to touch consciously as if though we're touching the body of the divine, and as if though the hand of the divine is touching ourselves. That's an individual practice. And I give very specific tantric meditations in my training. We're going to start a couple training on the 21st of June. So I look forward to having you join me on my very unique training. And I request that you love the one that you're with. They are your God, goddess. They are your guru. Namaste.